Sasha LaPointe, a poet from the Institute of American Indian Arts.
You need a microphone. I have.
Can I be behind the podium? I like to hide behind the podium.
You like to hide behind
I like
podium?
podium.
By all means. Let's get this out of here. You can wheel it up there.
Oh, wow. Totally fine.
So how did this happen? You just showed up and said,
Said,
is,
"I'm Patrick
is anybody
Chavez."
not here? And
Patrick Chavez is actually my
can I fill in for them?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
He's hog-tied in the back of my car.
Probably really enjoying.
They usually do. Hello, hi. So can I just start with saying that was a hard act to follow. I think belly dance trumps poetry. Yeah, for sure. But I am going to, I chose my most magical poems to honor the theme, if poetry can be magical. I'm going to start with a poem about a dear friend, one of my favorite magical performers. His name was Schmutzy the Clod. He was from Seattle, Washington. He used to hammer nails into his face and swallow swords, and I had a huge crush on him. He was amazing. And unfortunately, 2 summers ago, he was shot and killed. And this poem is for him. While you're away, keep exposing the places in your mouth where teeth used to be, the gold and the silver. Keep the pink tongue forked between lips and grinning. Keep the dusty hat crooked, never straighten it, or tuck in your shirt, or change your suspenders. Keep the voice low and rumbling, rusted like an instrument buried in dirt. Keep hammering nails into your face and swallowing blades. Keep the belly full of metal and twisted and hungry. Keep dancing with fire. And keep your promise to me. Tie me to train tracks when I get there. Each bare foot will balance delicately on point in the final act. Pink slippers happy to meet your mouth as you swallow me whole. This next one is about a place in Washington that I love, Port Townsend. It's super magical.
Woo.
Oh, Port Townsend fans. Port Townsend. The hands of ancestors are in the water. We pass a bottle of red wine made somewhere over the mountains where the land is different, in vineyards on hills that know a different kind of winter. We pass it back and forth like the beat of our own hearts. Between swallows are secrets. You hold my hand, tell me something you've never told anyone. I repeat the stories I've always told you. When you said you had a crush on Saturn, I obsessed on the different ways I could engineer a means to get it to you, so you could always have it. Around your neck like a talisman, or in your pocket where you could rub it in secret. Saltwater laps at stones and feet, and you make a smooth rock skip across sound, dance for the moon and for us like a peep show. In the water there is a campfire, faces of family and the words of my grandmother's language. I remember the maiden at Deception Pass, and for a moment I want to saw off a piece of my own hair, to watch it curl and float like sea kelp, to prove that once we were here on this gray beach, full of wet stones and wood, and we were in love, but a twisting lock of hair would only wash up tangled in beach glass, and I forget the legend at the splintering ache in my chest, because something about it is too much. The night, the gentle pulse of ocean. I can't hold the grief of histories and legends that have lost their breath, because you are here, and your fingers wrap around a bottle of wine, and there is something beautiful about each one of them as they curl. And something about holding you on the back of a motorcycle and the words Hood Canal make me think of sex. Stepping further from ocean, I feel the tugging breeze through my hair, the grip of wind and remembering. But in the room, we have more wine, hang from Victorian windows to puff smoke into the night like teenagers. and you sleep soundly now, as a man should, breathing steady, filling the room with the proof of your life. Curled up on an old fainting couch that smells of dust and other people's love, I quietly watch you exist. Beneath covers with heartbeats and breath, there is a finger twisting in the hair I didn't cut, the body of water beyond the window, whispering and waiting for it. I have one more to stay with the magical theme.
Woo!
This one is about an imagined romance between Persephone and one of the sirens. I'm guessing most of you know that.
Sapphorific!
That's right. So this is if Persephone had a super steamy and tortured love affair with one of the sirens. To Persephone from her lover. Thank you for the postcard, though it hardly seems believable. A beach in hell. Sand burning your delicate toes. I heard the clicking of ravens overhead and for a moment felt sorry for you. There are no birds in the underworld, and I shudder at thoughts of your skin, dry and cracking. Your face at this moment, is it covered by Hades? There is a lonely cluster of black, jagged rocks, dark stones slipping against skin that has gone slithery like wet leather as I sit, night after night, a million stars crashing down on me. Feathers lent flight as I searched for you, blew away in salt, thick wind rushes. I never meant to find you. Looking was a lie. We all knew where you were, though few dared to admit. Your naked legs in ashen earth, no roots binding you there, no rope or thorn bushes, your breath coming out in clouds of dust as you moan beneath him. In the dark, you grow bored, wander. Lonely corridors and caves lead you here, running slender fingers along wet walls, finding your way. You slink along the beach like it's nothing, wading out into the tide, squinting in forgotten daylight, shielding your eyes. The empty cluster of rocks is all you found. Black bubbles burst at the surface as I watched and waited, the barnacles of my breasts heaving upward as I tried not to make a sound. You disappeared again. In the shadow of an old black Camaro, I could see him, the idea of him, lips lit by a cigarette, glowing orange at the tip, black sunglasses reflecting ocean, a cloud of smoke and sand rushing upward, and the sound of an engine accelerating. And you were gone again. My body stretched out and lonely, my hands slip over myself, the scales and the algae, as I try not to think of you. Sun-bleached bone, pounded to white sands by the grinding tide, is a pale, hot death around me, warming my skin. The wooden boats come crashing, the sailors and their captains fall, and all of it is for you. Thank you.